Advisory Committee, so welcome everybody. So we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So before we get started, I want to welcome Sarah Clemens, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I keep wanting to call her Sarah Smith, she's joining us officially today. She's an actuary, so that's good. So watch out, she can do the numbers for us, and that's good. But we're really happy to have you here. So thank you very much for doing this. You know, it's great. It's great to have you join us. So the first thing we need to do is to reorganize before we do the transfer. Okay, so Jeff, who's moved on to he thinks bigger and better things. And also for, if he's watching, I thank him for his many years of doing this. I think he did a great job, and it was a good person to have here. So we wish him well in his new duties. So anyway, we need a chair, a vice chair, and a clerk. So does anybody want to volunteer or anything, or does anybody want to nominate somebody to do something? Why don't we start with you, Jared? Who do you want to nominate?
I nominate you as vice chair.
Okay, so who do you want as chair? You don't want it?
No, I cannot.
You not? Right. All right, don't everybody talk at once.
Maybe I retract my nomination as vice chair. I nominate you as chair.
Okay, I mean, I'll do it if you want me to do it. I don't care.
You look right there.
Yeah, okay, all right.
I second that.
All right, well, that's one. So, all right, now we need a vice chair.
I nominate Sue for that position.
Not a lot of work involved in it.
My attendance ratio may not warrant it, so I will decline, thank you.
I nominate Jared. Yeah, can I have a second?
Second.
Okay, now the hardest job is we need a clerk.
Sarah already said she would do initiation. Sure, I'll do it. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, but
We'll tell you.
Sure.
We have plenty of people to help you. Okay,
Perfect.
so I need a
Perfect.
second?
Second.
Quickly.
yeah, before I change my mind.
Okay, so we have a slate for Pat Morris for chair. Who's going to be the vice chair? Jared, and Sarah for clerk. So, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we're done. Thank you. So now we'll turn it over to you, Jim. You have some things you want to talk about?
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We do have some end-of-the-year transfers to take place. We resolved some of these at the Maytown meeting, mainly snow and ice, and then what else did we do at the Maytown meeting? Unemployment. So those were the two items that were addressed at Maytown meeting. These are the remaining transfers that are interdepartment. We've got a deficit of $45,415 that we need to transfer. That deficit is just within these various accounts. We've got a big surplus in our budget, so free cash will be very healthy this year, once again, as it was last year. Last year, or FY19, a couple weeks ago, we transferred unutilized free cash, over 400? Transferred, moved it forward to 2020.
No, it's gonna be more around 800,000?
Yeah. So we moved a significant chunk of free cash that we didn't expend into the 2020, and it ought to be certified in the fall. So, in addition to the current budget, these are the overages that we're covering. Assessors board wages, $275. Conservation wages, $491. Public buildings custodial wages, police wages, let me go through and explain some of these bigger numbers. The smaller numbers, custodial wages, we hired a new custodian, we added an additional hour to his wages. So instead of 10 hours, he's working 11 hours. Police wages, we had a retirement, a resignation, actually. A sergeant has resigned, and ultimately he's gonna file for retirement. And he was eligible for vacation and sick leave buyback. That was roughly $43,000 in buyback. This is the deficit within the police department we have to make up.
Didn't we vote on something like that at the town meeting? They set aside some money for that?
Yeah, we just created a compensated absences fund.
Okay.
So that was just created. His retirement happened in late May, so it was kind of close. We didn't really want to tap that right now. We thought the police department had enough money in their budget to cover it. We're $9,000 short of that. So wages, and $31, $37. Health, highway wages, $57.18. We don't actually know what happened with that account. The highway superintendent is on vacation, and we will ask him when he gets back from vacation. We believe he just miscalculated at the start of the year, and we've carried that issue throughout the year. The same wage has been paid every week to the different employees, not including overtime and snow and ice and everything else. So we figured there's sort of a miscalculation from the start of the fiscal year. We will go back with Matt and figure out what that was. There may also be a small issue in 2020 as a result of that, and we will correct that and let the finance committee know what that amounts to. Highway expenses, there were a couple of significant repairs of vehicles, an F-350 and an F-550, transmission, et cetera. Approximately $10,000 in repairs. This is what we need to raise to finalize that budget, and that's a deficit of $7,800. Council on Aging van driver, that was just that's a wash. We funded it under a certain line item, and we are actually paying it out of wages now, so it's going from expenses to wages. So that's a wash. Landfill monitoring, $9,253. We had a lead reading from one of the monitoring wells down at the transfer station. The lead reading came from a well located across the street from the transfer station on Stone School Road, a small ranch kind of house on the corner of, right across the street from the entrance to the transfer station. We had our consultants test it. There was that reading. They normally draw the reading out of the spigot on the outside. When we found out that reading, they were required to do additional testing to satisfy DEP. They ended up drawing a sample from the actual well itself, and there was not an overexceedance of lead within that system. So we were cleared, but that was $9,000 some odd in consulting costs for our landfill monitoring. We typically pay $17,000, $19,000 in landfill monitoring. This was an unusual hit. Just there were new owners in that house. They may have done some alterations, some plumbing, some soldering. We don't know what the issue was, but ultimately we were cleared of any exceedance within the limits. Medicare taxes, $4,615. That's a result of the payroll, and it was just an underestimation at this point. We've never missed on Medicare. This year, we missed, and I don't know what happened, what caused that. Whether it was the amount of employees or the raises or however it happened, we have that deficit within that particular account. Actuary services, we had our consultant that is doing the actuary on the OPEB come in and do a presentation before the Board of Selectmen. The Finance Committee, I think, was invited to that. And the OPEB committee was invited to that as well. And that presentation and the additional work that this individual did for us cost us an additional $1,884. So those are the end of the year transfers we're requesting. It's a two-step process. One is the Finance Committee, and the second one is the Board of Selectmen. Both need to approve these.
Right. So there's a surplus with the casualty insurance, and that's the balance?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right now, there's a balance of $42,254.
Okay. Comments from anybody? Questions?
What exactly does that mean? The 40,000, does that mean we came in under budget for our insurance, or what?
Yes.
Yeah, the casualty insurance, I budgeted very conservatively because of the police station was coming on, and I assumed that would be a significant boost to what we owed on casualty insurance, or property casualty insurance. And we didn't take ownership of the police station until
Okay.
late June or early June. So it was so late in the year, we had that excess in property insurance.
Just in the premiums for the
Yeah.
year? Okay.
Yeah, the number went up a little bit in FY 2020.
Make a motion to approve the transfers as stated.
Second.
Comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Jim, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
We need, we have some minutes from April 22nd, 23rd, and 24th that Diane was kind enough to put together and send out that we need to approve. So I'd take a motion on that, on either altogether, I guess would be fine.
Motion to approve minutes as submitted.
Second.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, so unanimous, thank you. Is there any other old business, new business?
Excuse me, you have one
I
abstention?
abstain, since I wasn't here. Yeah.
Thank you.
I
Anything
actually,
else?
I should abstain as well. I was not present in those meetings.
Five, two, okay.
So 2 abstentions. Anything else, folks? Okay, so I'd just like a word from the town manager if we met the time frame that he gave us.
Yeah, pretty good.
Okay.
Good
job.
job, Mr. Chairman.
So motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you very much, folks. We'll see ya sometime during the summer, I guess.